I think she became less jealous. I want to say that, but I can't really. Maybe she just doesn't express it the same way. I became more accepting, and I just had to, some things I had to say, like, this is who I am. I may not change on this. Um, I don't have to be flashy. Those are things that I don't have to impress anymore. I don't have to have the new car, the new whatever it is. So, that I have grown with. Um, I have nothing to prove. I don't have to say I'm six figures. I don't have to prove money. She knows the money I make. So none of those things I've had to do, which is absolutely great.
Okay. And how do both of you support each other in dealing with homesickness or cultural adjustments?
All right, you as a guy, you gotta listen to women, man. That's just how it is. They come in after work, and you got to hear whatever work story they had. So I support by being the listening ear. This happened at work. This person did this. So those are things you have to attend. I got to attend concerts that I wouldn't go to. I got to go places that I wouldn't normally go. Also, how to support. I had to teach her how to cook. Not cook her food, but I want to have my food. So, I had to do that. I think there's also a level of respect that she did not see in the United States. If you go to a lot of foreign countries, the women can dress very provocatively and dress very sexy. But it doesn't matter how sexy they dress. Guys just don't harass them. You're not seeing no guy come up and touch no girl's butt or doing some stuff like that. That doesn't happen. So she had to learn here. It's maybe a little different. How did I support? It's culturally different, man. It's a weird thing. And I know she'll probably get embarrassed by me saying it. Like, she walk around naked, man. I'm just not accustomed to, 5 o'clock comes, she basically taking clothes off. But that's the family down there. If you're in a tropical country, everything is hot. So it's always like, if she's talking to her mom, she has to make sure, her mom ain't nude, because it's just like, it's hot. I'm in my house. I get naked. And that's like, look, we have a son. You can't do that. You can't walk around. That culture doesn't do it, because in our minds, we always have like, that's bad. In their culture, it's like, well, that's the mom. That's my mom. That's this. So those are things that I had to learn and support. And then the why questions. Whenever you bring somebody over, they just don't understand anything about the culture. So it's a lot of whys. Why do you guys do this? Why does that happen? There's stereotypes you have to break. You believe when you go to South Africa or Africa, this is the way everybody is. Maybe because if you had not gone there, somebody else told you that. So it's, well, why do they do this? Why is that culture like that? So it's always answering those why questions that the person would have.
Interesting. Okay. What step did it take you to ensure that your wife felt welcome and integrated into your community? How did you make her feel at home in the United States, I guess I could say?
Well, one, when she first came here, I made her volunteer at a school. So the school was a multilingual school. So it was maybe like preschool, kindergarten, first grade. It was like, early development. So I made her volunteer there. Why? For a few reasons. She was embarrassed to try to speak English. But a 2-year-old don't care how somebody who just talking, they don't care how you speak. So you can, if you're learning a language at a young age, it's like, oh, you can fit in. We used to go to like Salsa on the Square. I used to take her as many different places as we could so she could get integrated with how the community is. There's things that, as a guy, you don't know about. I don't know where you get your hair done. I don't know nothing about salons and nails, especially when they say I want a Dominican blowout. You can't take her to Paul Mitchell, a white place, because they really don't know how to do her hair. So it's, finding all those things to make her feel, good about where she was at and how the community was and feeling more comfortable. Maybe you have to drive somewhere to find people that are alike, things like that.
Okay, I'm sorry about this internet connection. So, what has surprised you the most about your life together in the United States?
The backlash from the Black community, man. I know this sounds crazy. It's the backlash from the sisters and other people. So, for instance, they can't. When she says like I cook for my husband, I clean for my husband, all these things I do, their thing is why? Why you do that for him? Why? It's they can't understand it. So they're trying to explain you don't have to do it. And she's trying to explain why wouldn't you do it? So it becomes a clash from the Black community because she's traditional and you're dealing with a lot of modern women. And so no matter, especially, if she's not at work or she's not or at work or in regular areas, she's not dealing with people who understand the culture. So, their thing is, well, why would you do that? You go to work just like him. Why do you cook? And it's not a concept that she can think. So the backlash from the Black females, it's to see that the backlash from other people, like I said, the Latinos or people on the outside can be really judgmental because they just think, oh, you got a green card, or you only you marry for bad reasons. They don't like, and another thing is they don't like to see your happiness, man. The backlash is when you are happy and you're satisfied, there's got to be something wrong. She got to be cheating. There's something, nobody can understand you just being happy. You're out of the country and you say, I don't like America. I'm happy here. What do they say? Austin, why are you happy? Why you this? Why can't you find a girl here? Was you not good enough? It's the why. They don't understand. You happy where you at. You enjoy where you're at. They don't want you to be happy. And so the more joy you have, they always are going to find something. You dealt with the girl in Peru. She ain't really like you. She must be a hostess. She's just doing that for a tip. She's not cute. It's always got to be something. It can't just be what it is. So the more you enjoy yourself, the more you like things, the more people are always trying to get in your happiness. And I'll bring this up and I won't bring it up again, but I'm bringing it up for this purpose. Because I know you and because we've talked before. I mean, I've had people that wanted me to go on their podcast or ask me questions about your mom. I'm like, the fuck? I don't care about his mom. Well, how does he feel about her? Why won't he go and defend her? I'm like, man, would you bring my mom onto a podcast? What does my mom have to do with me? And the purpose behind it is you must be your way for whatever reason. And we got to find out. We got to get his mom in here. He can't just be happy. He can't just be this. We have to try to dig into his life to try to find some kind of unhappiness, to find some way he's sad, if they don't affect you directly. So you have people that maybe you didn't go on their podcast, maybe you didn't talk about the situation, and they cannot affect you directly. They'll try to find other ways to bring that up and affect you. I just don't take part in that. That's not me. I don't need that clout. I could care less. When somebody said that, I said, I'm good. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I know the person personally, and that's how I judge it. I don't judge him on what you think. And that's what a lot of people here do. They judge you or your relationship on that. Another thing is haters, man. Man, even when she was going to work, there were people who knew me. This was back in Ohio. There were people who knew me. So they knew my past. They knew I was a fuck boy. That's just what I was. And they would always try to dig. You know your husband used to do this? You know your husband was that dude. You know he used to take girls on his motorcycle. So it was always a dig to try to take away your happiness. He's a player. He's going to be this. And so my thing was, I just told her straight up, this is who I am. You ain't got no secrets. If somebody asks you, you can be like, yeah, I know that already. Listen up. So the what surprised me was the backlash that I got from people from outside who doubt what you can be, doubt you can be happy, doubt, you know. And I see some in the comments. She gonna change. Like, man, what? We've been together 11 years. So if she changing, brother, it's about time she changed, you know. Or she just here for a green card. Well, she a citizen, so she's still here. You know, at some point, I don't know, you know, when that point comes. And if it does happen, if we get divorced, all right. I mean, I had a great ride. I'm good. I mean, I don't. But that's the thing where people are always trying to negatively impact what you do. But I was also surprised that by having someone good in your life, that you get the accolades, that people view you differently. You know, like if you got a good woman, Austin, they're like, oh man, Austin settled down, man. He got a good leg. You know, so you can get a whole different perspective by changing the way people would perceive you.
Correct. Okay, it was frozen for a second, but yes, correct. So I just asked you that one. How do you think your wife's relocation to the U.S. has influenced her personal and professional growth?
In other countries, you live for the day. You don't work. You know, you work to live, not live to work. So that was entirely different coming here. So uh, that ability to go out and have fun, it was like, nah, we're in a work society. So she had to be more educated. Um, how it influenced, you know, her family, or not her immediate family, but extended family. They think you're rich. They think everybody in the United States is rich. And so she was like, look, yeah, we ain't rich. You know, we can't. She has an open heart, and it's got to the point where we say, I can't help everybody. Um, one thing I can say is she really never changed. She didn't become a different person when she got here. So I don't think those things influenced her. So that was a great thing. But I think she has become much more conservative since she's been here, in the sense that um, you can express yourself in other countries in ways that here you're viewed entirely different. As I told you, you know, I've been to McDonald's, like in Brazil and DR, and I'm like, dang, that girl got on the tightest pants, the cleavage is all out, and you like, man, you know, this is crazy. You can't wear them same clothes here. The clothes that she would wear to out uh, in business, it's like I can't do it because how I'm perceived and how they come at you. So it's being much more conservative in the way that you have to behave here, just because of how people would view you.
Okay, I would agree. And what ways do you think marriage has? You said you didn't want to get married before. It was never really in your bucket list.